Hello, lovely people. This is Romedy, and I'm just experimenting a little bit in, as of 15th of April 2025, newest Minecraft snapshot, which is 25W16A. And I think Allays have just become just this tiny little bit more useful because of the new lead mechanics. So you can leash something like a horse to an alley. Obviously, right now it's not being really cooperating here, but and like then the allay is like going to pull the horse around and like make it fly and all sorts of things. Now that on itself is just silly and not really useful. But what is useful is that the allay will, as soon as you give it an item, always attempt to like stay close to you. And so as soon as you go far enough away, the allay, that's great pathfinding, yes, will quickly follow you. So if you attach a mob that will go up full blocks by itself without any problem to it, like a horse, or I think cows should also be just fine, it will pull that thing along. And because it pathfinds to you, it will always go over the blocks with like a little bit of leeway so that the mob that is pulling behind it can actually get up those blocks and doesn't get stuck. So with boats this works less good, but with mobs that will go up and down blocks it works actually decently. But why is this not necessarily overpowered? Because you like still need a lot of time and fireworks and things, but why is this a little bit more powerful than it might look at the first glance? Well, that is because you can technically, as long as you make sure that you stay close enough to the allay that it will follow you, but far enough away that it will, well, follow you, it will actually follow you decently quickly, pulling whatever it has leashed below it, and you can do this while flying. So even though now leads break immediately if you boost with a rocket if you are holding the lead, which I think is a mistake. They shouldn't code it this way. I think it should still be like possible to fly. But if they want to nerf it, well, here is your new alternative. Just get yourself an allay, give it an item, attach something to it, and there you go. Your mob transport has just become 100 times easier. Now, yes, you will need to work with the mechanics of the allay pathfinding a little bit. It's yeah, not amazing, but it's still much easier to traverse this big area here with the allay and the mob attached to it than it would have been in the past with just having the mob and having to go up here and maybe flying and like having to make sure that the lead doesn't break. Now, as you see, I like have a dog here. This is because I did test this with the dog, which can obviously teleport to you, but as soon as the dog teleports, anything that is leashed to it will just break the lead and not do anything. But the allay does not teleport, it always just flies and follows you. And this is why its lead to like anything else does not break, and you can basically move mobs this way. I guess you could also move mobs in a boat with it, but you have to make sure that the allay doesn't like pathfind somewhere where the boat then can get stuck and so on. So that will be a bit more finicky, but still, if you have a big open area that you need to move something across, this will probably, if they keep the behavior that the lead breaks when you use a rocket, if they keep that, then this will probably be a very good way of moving mobs over, for example, such an like area, because the allay follows you and then you just glide over. Yes, occasionally it will slightly hurt the mob that it is carrying, but so far I have been testing this for like about 10 minutes or so, and this skeleton horse has like only taken 2 slatefuls of damage, so it should generally be fine if you are doing it this way. And so as long as you don't get your mobs stuck in a dense forest like here, so as long as you just fly over everything, it shouldn't be a problem. So how this works is you first leash whatever you actually want to have carried. So for example, the horse here. And then secondly, you crouch, attach it to the allay. And now the allay can pull the horse. Yeah, so that can probably be quite useful for shorter transports or transport where you have a lot of time to like fly, then fly back, fly forward and back, because the follow speed of the allay is not amazing, and like also the follow distance isn't that great. But as I said, still better than how it would currently otherwise be in this snapshot, where you would have to just build up a high tower and then just glide with your elytra and not use any fireworks. This way you can use fireworks, but you can also have something on elite just with the allay doing the work instead of you. And so like moving stuff over open ocean, I would really say now, as long as you once in a while fly back and forth so to not unload your companion here. So yeah, as long as you mostly float and just once in a while maybe like rocket straight up and then float, then you can pretty nicely have your carrying menagerie follow you here. Yeah, that's just something I found in this snapshot, so unless they still change a lot about this lead behavior, Allays will probably now be more useful than they were in the past. And yeah, when it stops following you and gets slightly unloaded, then you have this funny thing where it's just something that you can't see is just holding up another mob. So it's also a little bit of nonsense and fun. Yeah. And if you want to know what happens if you first leash the allay and then leash the horse, and then attach the allay to the horse, and then for example pull the horse into the water where this one will obviously sink, then because now the horse is leading the allay, it will try and pull the allay underwater. Same thing would go for a bee or other things that fly. They will get pulled underwater by the thing that sinks. But if you do it the other way around, then like obviously the allay can fly out and can pull the horse up. So there's no physics here. It is just what was attached to the lead second has the priority over pulling. And because this one out heals everything, it will obviously not immediately drown. Different than if this was a bee, then it wouldn't have a great time now. Anyway, so much for that. Just a short video of something I found out. I'm sure 800 other people have also found this out today, but hey, it is new snapshot day, my dudes. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.